Welcome to Take 30. We have a great show in store for you. We'll take a look at how gas prices are taking a toll on everyone's wallet, how local organizations take part in giving back to the community, and the newest place to get your comic book fix here in Starkville. So sit back and buckle up. Take 30 starts now.
Welcome to Take 30. I'm Paige Nelson.
I'm Jeffrey May.
And I'm Brittany Duncan.
Well, guys, we have a huge weekend coming up, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. Old May Music Festival's coming up.
One Republic's going to be there. That's exciting.
I know, they have that huge hit.
Apologize.
Yeah, it was the #1 song in the nation for like 8 or 9 weeks, so you were able to hear it anywhere you went.
And it's always on the radio. Every time I turn on the radio, it's always on, so you can't help but love it. But yeah, I'm excited they're going to be here. And the rapper Fabulous, he has some pretty big hits too.
Yeah, I don't know like right off the top of my head any of his songs, but I've heard of them. So I mean, this is a big deal. This is going to be a big.
I expect there'll be like
weekend.
Huge crowds, maybe even approaching ones for Bulldog Bash.
Yeah, and then you have the Arts Festival, right?
Yeah, the Cotton District Arts Festival is Saturday, and it starts at 10 a.m. and it just showcases all kinds of talent. It's amazing, like, just to go walk around and see all the booths set up for the Arts Festival. It's one of my favorite days. I just hope it can be sunny.
Yeah. Well, Paige, you've got a couple of headlines for us today, don't you?
Monday, the president of the Board of Trustees of the state's Institute of Higher Learning, Dr. L. Stacy Davison, Jr., announced the members for the MSU Presidential Search Committee. Members include Scott Ross of West Point, Ed Blakesley of Gulfport, Aubrey Patterson of Tupelo, Robin Robinson of Laurel, and C.D. Smith of Meridian. The MSU Black Voices Choir showcased their vocal talent in their first live album from 2007's No Boundaries concert. The group will host an album release concert April 20th. The concert will feature celebrity guests Brian Cage, Kim Burrell, and Dave Hollister. Well, many Americans fear that the value of their homes is decreasing faster than it should. According to a poll by USA Today, over 60% say they will not buy a new home within the next 2 years due to the decrease in value. Even more fear that the low housing rates will continue to decrease. A man in California attributed rising gasoline and other costs for making his mortgage almost unaffordable.
Many of you have noticed an increase at the pump when you go to fill up. Take 30 went to find out what you think about paying the high prices to fill up your tank.
I don't think they'll go any lower. I mean, as it gets closer to summertime, they're just going to go higher like they always do. Gas prices affect me pretty badly because I live about 6 hours away from home. Living here, I live 6 hours away from home.
What I think about gas right now is that it's too high. I had to put like $30 or $40 in that truck today because it burned gas and gas is too high.
I just have to deal with it. I have to ask my mom for more money, actually more often, because it's just about a fourth of my paycheck to fill up for gas. So, you know, I don't get to go home as much as I like and all that just because I have to use so much gas.
When it go down, it come right back up, and this time when it came up, it went back up. So it went up twice, and if it go down, it'll probably be low. I hope at least.
Even though prices are still high, I still saw a lot of people out there because without gas, you can't drive your car, and everybody here uses their car to go almost everywhere.
Yeah, you can't go without filling up. I mean, you have to have gas to get home, to go wherever you're going. You can only walk so far.
Yeah, I know the rising gas prices have definitely cut my travel time going home in half, as well as put a big hole in my pocketbook. But when we return, MSU tears down hate speech to promote diversity, and the Starkville Church teams up with a Christian charity to support a local family.
Drivers face all kinds of distractions. Before your wireless phone becomes one of them, stop. Drive safely. Keep your phone in easy reach and dial sensibly. In bad weather or traffic, call later and use a hands-free device. Remember, with wireless, safety is your call.
Why is it you two have so much trouble communicating?
I don't like the way he talks to me. He doesn't have to use that kind of language.
All I said was that you had a big osteo fight. Oh, okay, well, what about the secrets you kept from me?
Oh, so I didn't tell you about my drug allergies. Big deal.
That could have been nasty.
Ooh. Okay. So how come I always have to go to your place?
I'd be happy to come to you, Judith. I can't fit the x-ray machine in my car. How's your shoulder doing, anyway?
Fine.
Yeah?
I worked up to 3-pound dumbbells yesterday.
Really? Huh. Just 3 weeks after surgery. That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Communication is the best medicine. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Group hug.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Many students struggle to deal with hate speech, criticism, and self-esteem issues. MSU's Resident Association recently took part in a project to promote diversity. Take 30's Paige Nelson has more.
We get an opportunity to do something that is of this magnitude. So let's run on the wall.
The student-run Writing on the Wall project spearheaded Unity Week this year, challenging students and faculty to confront issues of intolerance and discrimination in society and their lives.
And basically, we build a wall that represents the barriers that we often set up amongst ourselves. And students get a chance to write words of depression and things that they find hurtful.
Time and effort by a group of diversity-driven students culminated in the Writing on the Wall project.
And I started on it in August and went through the whole proposal and getting it approved process. And so we're really excited that it actually happened and it's here and all these people have come out to hang on it.
The wall, built of cement blocks, was erected between the student union and post office, giving students and faculty a chance to express barriers of opposition that exist among us.
We're letting people paint on it, anything that might cause a barrier between them and someone else, and then we're going to have a tearing down ceremony.
On Thursday, students will be given the opportunity to tear down the brick wall together.
And we're actually going to let the students pull the wall down, which is going to signify pulling down those barriers that we set up amongst each other together.
Tearing down the wall, organizers say, will symbolize the breaking down of barriers that people face.
Be symbolic of tearing away these racial gestures, these things that make people feel uncomfortable. So that's kind of why I came out and wrote on the wall.
Many students came out to write on the wall, making this first annual event a success. For Take 30, I'm Paige Nelson.
I just can't express how of a good event that was. I mean, it helped people release their emotions, and by tearing it down, I wasn't there when they tore it down, but they tore down the wall kind of to symbolize tearing down the barriers between other people.
I actually went out and took some photographs of it for another
It was
class,
a really cool
and I
event.
saw a lot. It was really colorful. So what happens when a local church with worldwide connections decides to bring it home? Well, with the support of the Starkville and MSU community and volunteers, a deserving family gets a new home. Take 30's Brian Champlin has more.
This is John Brazil. John is the construction supervisor for the Starkville Habitat for Humanity. Now meet Jason Franklin. Jason is associate minister at First United Methodist Church in Starkville. He serves as staff liaison for the church's missions ministry. Recently, the church and the charity joined forces to make life in Starkville a little easier for a local woman and her family. Itzy Solis is a single mother of 4 and works 2 jobs to get rid of debt before moving into her new home.
She's just a delightful human being and she's very engaged in the construction of her house. She asks a lot of questions, and that's a good thing because we haven't really had a homeowner that does that.
First United Methodist has quite literally circled the globe, serving as the hands and feet of Christ in areas such as Russia and the Philippines.
We've been all over the world doing missions, and we just felt real strongly like we needed to do something here locally.
Itzy was not available during my visit, nor was much being done on her home. However, she is expected to move in well in advance of when she originally expected. Both Brazil and Franklin take great satisfaction in the promising impact this project will have on the Starkville community.
It's fun to see these students and volunteers when they learn something clicks in their brain, and then to get to know the homeowners is a joy as well.
That's what it means to me. It means to be involved not just in word but in deed and in action, fulfilling the Great Commission.
So far, the church has raised $42,000 of the $65,000 needed to complete the home. I'm Brian Champlin for Take 30.
Take 30's Sarah Ellis has the inside story about some rockin' senior citizens in Columbus.
Dulcimers are not the most recognized instruments, but they are possibly the easiest to learn to play. Forrest Smith invented a simple number system that assures if you can count, you can play. Forrest and his wife have shared an interest in dulcimers for many years, and over time that interest has grown and spread across the region. Now he is the president over the North Mississippi chapter, but it's the people that share the love for dulcimers that he enjoys the most.
We are anxious to include everybody that wants to learn to play, and that's people that might have arthritis or any other physical problem, illness. Some are missing digits, some have arm surgery, whatever, and we'll work with them however we can to let them enjoy dulcimer music.
Friendly City Strummers is the dulcimer group that was founded in Columbus. They meet every second and fourth Tuesday for practice, and everyone enjoys every minute of it.
You cannot meet a stranger. Everybody's very friendly, and if you go and play with anybody that you've never sat with before, you can always play music with them.
But it's just lots and lots and lots of fun. And that is the primary objective of having the group, is fun.
Friendly City Strummers do not keep their musical talent to themselves. Sometimes they will have over 400 playdates a year. They have also traveled across to Alabama and down to Louisiana, but the best tunes are produced just from a regular jam session. Dulcimer strumming is a relaxing escape for its musicians, and one pastime that the Friendly City group is not giving up anytime soon. Sarah Ellis, Take 30.
Coming up after the break, Take 30 visits a new local store that doesn't sell your average book. Don't go anywhere. Take 30 will be right back.
Hey, are you ready for this?
I better be.
The journey of a lifetime begins with a single step.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Step into your future. Step into the maroon.
How do I speed up a passport application? For a trip I'm taking.
Don't bring your government questions to just anyone. Go to the official source, versgov.gov, from local weather to student loans.
You could really use some people skills.
Hey, how do I get in on a government auction? You know, like for a car?
Go to firstgov.gov. From changing your address to government auctions to renewing your driver's license.
And don't everybody chime in at once.
What's early retirement going to do to my Social Security? Hello?
Versgov.gov. From Social Security to Medicare, it's a monumental source of information about federal, state, and local government.
You did work for the government, right?
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives.
It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
If you're looking for somewhere to get your superhero and villain fix, Starkville has just the place for you. Chris Coates tells you where.
Characters like Batman, Spider-Man, and The Flash have been icons for decades and were all introduced through comic books, a medium which now has its own outlet at Yelverton Comics in Starkville.
It's an outlet for a lot of people. People can come in and do their schoolwork. They can come in and enjoy a movie, talk to people with similar interests.
The walls are covered with toys, posters, and video games, but the people that come here are quick to point out that comics aren't just for kids.
I think now they're more garnered and catered to an adult audience because the themes in Batman and some of these other comics are a lot more mature.
The adult titles, definitely. Some of them are gruesome, but there are some that touch on some mature concepts, but they do it in a way that, teenagers or even maybe possibly younger kids' parents wouldn't object.
Featuring characters that have branched out into multiple media forms, comic book readers feel that this medium has a broad appeal.
Just read it just to enjoy a good story, and the good characters. I think it can really, anybody can really enjoy it.
It's kind of like watching a television show where you can relate to the characters and they have human struggles, even though most of them are actually superpowered.
After visiting Yelverton, the reason and the passion for comic book collecting may at last be unmasked.
I think the comic world is something that people are hesitant to get into because they think it is kind of a nerdy thing. But I think that if you really look at some of the characters that the comic books have, it's really interesting and it's just as intriguing and just as enthralling as any movie character you see.
For Take 30, I'm Chris Coates.
Starkville has many talented treasures right here in the city limits. One example is a local band by the name of Soul Gravy. As well as local talent, MSU boasts its own gyms as well. Put the two together and you get a music video by Sarah Ellis.
slower. And I'll bet you that porch light is still on. We can't keep your mama waiting. Girl, you know this road, it ain't that long. How I pray for every red light, all the way back home. We lean in, we pull in that driveway. And I reach up and I turn that old radio on and pray. Play me one more song. Make it sad, slow, and long. Reach out and touch her heart. Help her hold on. All the way back
Take 30 tells you more about the rodents that have taken over the McComas Lab Theater.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I'm here with Peter Zelasco of the Lab Rats Comedy Troupe, and you're the short form director, correct?
That's right.
Okay, now tell me what the buzz of going around campus is about 41808.
41808 Page is a comedy spectacular which has never been seen or been even known amongst Starkvillians. The Lab Rats Comedy presents a night of comedy, Starkville style. Is what we're calling it. We are working with kind of a Starkville theme, and folks can expect to just come out, laugh, have a good time, see their favorite improvers if you've come seen our show before, and just enjoy yourself.
Okay, and Lab Rats, you do improv, stand-up, what else do you do?
We do short form and long form improv. We do stand-up comedy. We do, this show we're going to have a short play written by an MSU alum, Max Webb, I believe is his name, performed by Lab Rats alumni. We've got a couple alumni of the troupe itself coming in. It's going to be fun. You're going to see some old folks, some new folks. And then, of course, we'll have all your favorite Lab Rats games in there. So,
what's your favorite game?
My favorite game has got to be Shakespeare. You do an open scene in Shakespearean talk, and it gets goofy, silly, and so we have a good time.
Tell me just a little bit more about Lab Rats in general. I know that y'all have your main show coming up, but what exactly is Lab Rats?
Sure. Lab Rats is a student organization here on campus. We're produced by Blackfriars Theater and Theater MSU, and we just we get together. We put on a show once a month for anybody who wants to come. We prefer mature audiences, preferably over 18. We're college kids, so we like to have a good time and talk about a lot of different issues that might not be pertinent. But this show is going to be a lot of fun. 41808. I really don't think anybody. They're going to be talking about it for a long time.
Okay, so this is the biggest show because it's the last of all that you do all year, right?
It is, and we haven't done a main stage show in a while. It's going to be at the main stage in McComas Hall, which seats just under 500.
What do you usually do?
Usually we're in the Lab Theater, which is down underneath the main stage, and it only seats like 100 people. But there's only going to be one show this Friday night. So
7:30?
7:30, everyone needs to come out.
$5 admission.
$5 admission. And it goes to Lab Rats, and they use it to put on other shows. So.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us. Everybody make sure to catch Lab Rats. Take 30, we'll be right back after the break.
We go to any extreme to protect our children here. And here. And here. Well, there's a great way to protect our kids here against diseases like cancer, heart disease, and obesity. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, vegetarian foods. Now you can protect your kids from the inside out. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Moving is so much of who we are. It's easy to take it for granted. Multiple sclerosis stops people from moving. We exist to make sure it doesn't. The National Multiple Sclerosis Society is a collective of passionate individuals united by a common goal to address the challenges of each person whose life is affected by MS. We believe that moving is not just something you can or can't do, but rather is who you are, that if you are alive, you move along with, because of, and in spite of the great big turning world. Join the movement, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, at nationalmssociety.org.
Take 30's very own Eric Lister gives you the scoop about a special birthday here on campus.
It's around Colvin there. We get out this house before that Vera Morrison. That's entrainment. You've reached the 4 o'clock hour here with Ashley on WMSB.
Tucked away in a small corner of campus is an organization that has served MSU for 14 years. WMSV, Mississippi State's very own campus radio station.
It's in fact in our mission statement that one of our goals, one of our missions, if you will, is to promote the university, promote MSU in whatever way possible.
WMSV is known for many things: world-class radio, news and informational shows, and of course, the regionally syndicated sports talk show, Southeastern Drive Time.
Drive Time was born, an hour-long show looking at the entire SEC, but through maroon-colored glasses, from an MSU fan's perspective.
WMSV is not your typical campus radio station. They give students real-life experience while still learning in a school setting.
The fact that I get to be over the radio, you know, being involved, being with the public, then I get to take that out with me.
The fact that we get to give students who are interested in radio, in broadcasting, in the entertainment business, in news gathering, we get to give them experience.
WMSV 91.1 is known for getting the campus and community of the Golden Triangle involved in concerts that bring big-name artists to Starkville. Growing from a small station that reached just to the edge of campus in its early stages, WMSV now has a signal that reaches over 8 counties in its listening area. For Take 30, I'm Eric Lister.
That's all for Take 30. See you next week.